everybody, welcome back to the SMarketing CONNECT podcast. I am your host, one of the co-founders and the current CEO of SMarketing CONNECT, Tom Libby. I'm here today with Barry Braunstein of Barry Braunstein Photography. But as familiar as we are with Barry, you guys may not remember, so I'll give Barry a quick second to reintroduce himself, and then we'll jump right into why we're here today. So Barry, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your business?
Thanks, Tom, and thanks for having me here. Hi, everyone. My name is Barry Braunstein. I'm a headshot and portrait photographer. I create headshots you'll actually love that amplify your brand. I have a studio here in Wellesley, and I also go on location for my corporate clients.
So just for people listening around I don't know if I have no idea if people are listening from around the country or around the globe, but
I should have said
so
Wellesley, Massachusetts.
Massachusetts,
Yeah,
right, right. So
yeah,
your business is relatively geographically uh, plotted, right? So you have people come to you,
correct.
go to them, so it's within driving distance. Got it, got it.
Yep,
So
yep.
you've been part of Marketing Connect now for a while, and on our first interview with you, we talked a lot about the business and who your ideal clients and things like that were. So this episode of the podcast is more about you've been with us for a while now, and we want to know what's changed. Like the whole idea of like where are they now, so to speak, is usually reserved for like super famous people that just went away and we have no idea what they're doing, or athletes or whatever. So I figured, why can't we be just as important?
I
So
was going to say, Tom, are you saying I'm not super famous? I don't understand this.
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
infamous.
Yes. I figured I'd give us the same treatment. I'd give us all of our sales and marketing professionals are here at Marketing Connect the same kind of treatment. So it's been a little while since we've heard from you from the other podcast episodes. So what have you been up to? Tell us about. I want to hear about all the exciting differences that you've seen and things like that, and what you've changed has your business model changed? I'll just give you the floor and let's talk about where you've been, where you are now, and if you have any kind of future plans to make any more changes.
Yeah, sure. So, first of all, I'm having a blast. I really enjoy what I'm doing. I get to work with some really neat people, help them feel better about themselves, all of that stuff. So that's continuing. I've also continued to use this as a platform for giving back. So I do work for a number of charitable organizations. I contribute for their silent auctions. And then most recently for um, federal workers who have been impacted by the stuff going on in Washington and have been laid off. I'm offering complimentary headshots for federal workers who've been laid off because of the whole Doge thing and everything else. So, that program is alive and kicking, as well as Portraits for Patriots, which is where it's a nationwide organization that we provide complimentary headshots to transitioning military service members. So, that's still an important part of my business. But as far as headshots is concerned, the thing that I've kind of taken on and expanded a little bit is offering more branding, offering, in addition to headshots, branding photography. So, what is branding photography? It's something that's a little bit more, I would say, artistic, less, headshotty corporate. I hate to say that because I don't think people have a negative reaction to that corporate look. I try and create a professional look where people still look like themselves, but they look more professional, if you will. So, but this is more, a little bit more artistic and everything, but still something that relates to your brand. And I launched this about 6 months ago. The reaction has been very positive. Done some great work. Let me just I'll show one example here and then I'll go to my website. So this is kind of what I'm talking about. This isn't, your standard headshot, if you will. But I love this image. This is actually of my makeup artist, Tracy Lee, who's phenomenal. And she loved this picture. She showed it to her mom. Her mom loved this picture and everything. And I think she's put it up on her website. So, it's just something a little bit different. And the way I get there is that so we start off with a basically a questionnaire interview kind of thing where I want to understand the client's branding, their positioning, who their target audience is, all that kind of stuff. And I build a mood board. And a mood board is basically a collage of ideas and different kinds of looks that we can come up with to get an idea of what the client really wants, along with sort of my vision and everything. And once we agree on that kind of a thing, then we go into the studio during the on the shoot day, and we shoot those images with those kinds of looks as a starting point, at least. And then we can do others. So here's some other examples. This is on my website of the kinds of things that I can do. So, something a little bit different. Just something more than just a headshot and everything. And I'm real excited about it. I've got all sorts of different lighting treatments. It gave me an excuse to go out and buy some more toys, which is always nice. Um, but no, it's a good addition to my existing work.
Do you mind if we spend another minute or two on Portraits for Patriots? Just because it's a little,
Sure.
I think I think that mission is probably not talked about enough. Not simply from the photography standpoint, but re-engaging our military personnel from the military into civilian world can be very difficult. I had a dad who spent 23 years in the Air Force, and I remember his transition was, in his words, a lot easier than most of his colleagues because of what his title was, and he was able to go from the medical field straight to the medical field. But a lot of our
Hmm.
soldiers don't have that ability. Infantry
Yep.
people, cavalry people, those guys, when they come out of the military, some of them have a very hard time transitioning to civilian world. And
Yes.
I feel like something that you guys are doing, I feel like there can be a real strong advantage to people who have a really good headshot with their resume and things like that that makes them stand above and beyond the rest. Can you talk a little bit more about like how you felt the impact of this, like or have you felt like a or is it like a pridefulness to it for you, like what? Because I think it's very important. I love I love this mission that you're on with this.
Well, thanks. Yeah, no, so every time I get one of these guys or gals signing up, I'm all excited because to me, I feel like I'm doing more than just giving them a great headshot, right? It's showing them that we care, number one. And it's also talking to them about their stories, and giving them, support. And, some of these people, maybe like your dad, was in the military their entire life. They went right from high school into the military. They were in the military for 20 some odd years. Then they get out. And by the way, the government seems to be doing a better job of helping in that transition. There's actually a program that these people go through, and the Portraits for Patriots. The program is actually they're made aware of the program in the training that they're getting. So that's been a big help in the last couple of years, as the program has evolved. But what I was saying is that they've never known anything other than the military, and then they get out and suddenly they have to deal with everything from finding a new job, figuring out how to transition their skills and experience into the corporate world, and then do things that we take for granted, like getting insurance or renting an apartment or something like that, where they never really had to deal with stuff like this. And for some of them, it's a lot, stuff that we take for granted. And, um, like I said, I have the opportunity to talk with them and beyond just a headshot, offer them some suggestions and advice, help them with their LinkedIn profile. There's a book that's been published on a very good book by Donna Serdula. It's called LinkedIn Optimization for Dummies. It's part of the whole For Dummies series. And It's a great how-to book for upping your LinkedIn profile, right? So I've shown them that book and made that suggestion. We've talked about LinkedIn strategies. We've just talked about things in general, and just giving these people the idea that, hey, we recognize you, we see you out there, we want to thank you for your service, and we're appreciative. They walk out with a smile on their face. And at the end of the day, if I can help somebody feel better with all of this, and help them in any minute way, that's a huge win, right? I follow them on LinkedIn, and some of the most proud moments I've had is when they make that transition and I see they've landed a job,
Yeah.
right? Because they'll post that on LinkedIn, and oftentimes I get a thank you or whatever it is, and knowing that I played a small role in that to help them with their headshot, which is incredibly important in terms of that's where the go-to place for all recruiters is these days. If I played even a small role in helping them get their new job, that again, that's a real win.
Yeah, it's amazing to me. I love that you're involved in that. I wish that there was an opportunity for things like that for a lot of areas of business. Like, and maybe there is, and I'm just not aware of it. But so if you're listening to this and you know other ways we can help our veterans, please like add comments here and give us some organizational references that we can start pointing some of these guys to guys and gals to. So appreciate that, Barry. Thank you so much for that. So. All right.
Sure.
Well, this is, we designed this segment of the podcast to be pretty quick. So, about 10 minutes or so. I think we're slightly over that, which is perfectly okay by me. But I think that's a wrap if you're good with that, and we'll move on to onward and upward, right?
Sounds like a plan. I appreciate it, Tom. Thank you.
And thank you very much, Barry, for being with us today. Much appreciated. It's always my pleasure to have you on.
Take care, Tom. Thank you.
All right, everybody, and keep selling.